welcome to this 12th session of OLA. I'm going to speak on philosophy of Adi Shankaracarya. So let me begin with a prayer to Adi Shankara. Om Vedanam Agamanam Paramajalanidhim Sarva Vijnana Purnam Vedantartha Prakashakshamam Amalaruchim Bhanuvadvantanasham Shishtai Shishyai Sametam Niravadhi Sukhada Jnanadataramishamam Vande Srimad Gurunam Paramaguruvaram Shankaram Pujyapadam. So let us start with the philosophy of Adi Shankaracharya. Today you all are blessed, I should say, because we are sitting right in the Adi Shankara Nilayam, the Melpalur Mana, the birth home, the ancestral maternal birth home of Adi Shankaracharya. I'll take you to the virtual tour. This is the view from the outside, Melpalur Mana, and this is from the inside of Melpalur Mana, and I'm sitting right in front of the birth room of Adi Shankaracharya. So this is how we normally praise Shankaracharya. Shruti Smriti Purana Nam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Pada Shankaram Loka Shankaram. So let us have his blessings today, and I'll try to delve into some of his text to bring you out the essence of his philosophical truths. His philosophical truths normally we get from three types of text, which are like the Brahma Sutra bhashyagranthas, which is a tika grantha, which is meant for the uttamadhikari. There are some prakarana granthas which are meant for the madhyamadhikari, and there are some stotra granthas which are meant for the avara adhikari, people like you and me, the common people. Let us start with avara adhikari from the stotra sahitya for a simple reason that normally our process of knowledge is from simple to difficult. So let us start with the stotra, then graduate ourselves to prakarana granthas, and then go to the highest, the pinnacle, the bhashyagranthas. So let us start with the stotra granthas. The stotras are of various types, as you know. There are panchakas like Manisha Panchaka, Sadhana Panchaka. There are shatkas like Nirvana Shatka or Atma Shatka. There are ashtakas like Achyutashtaka, then Gangashtaka. Then there are dashakas like, the Nabhumir Natoyam, the Nirvana Dashaka, and there are shatakas and sahasrakas, and so many types are there. Let us start with a small verse from Manisha Panchaka. The situation is Shankaracharya has gone to Kashi, to Varanasi with some of his pupils, and he encounters a Chandala who is coming, on his way, and with 4 of his dogs, and he is, filthily dressed in rags, and he's stinking and all. So the Shishyas of Shankaracharya, they just try to ward off that Chandala and tell him, Apasara, Apasara, move away, move away. And that Chandala, who is none other but Lord Shiva himself, he tells, he asks Shankaracharya, what are you trying to drive away? What are you telling to go away? Is it this body from that body? Annamaya dannamayam? Athava this Chaitanya from the Chaitanya in your body? Chaitanyameva Chaitanya Dvijavara duri kartum vanchasi? Kim bruhi gaccha gaccheti? Why are you talking gaccha gaccha and apasara? What are you trying to drive away? And then he says, Ayam vipraha, ayam chandalaha or shvapachaha, iti mahan koyam vibheda brahmaha. This is all a confusion. You should not discriminate between a brahmana and a shvapacha. Shankaracharya immediately understood that this is not any ordinary chandala or a shvapacha. This is Sakshat Shankara Bhagwan. And then he lay prostrate at his feet, and then he composed some 4 verses which are very famous by the name Manisha Panchakam. We'll just see one of his stotras. How from stotra vangmayas also we get to know the philosophical truths of Advaita Vedanta. That is what I want to try, So from this verse particularly, Shashvan Nashvarameva Vishwamakhilam Nishchitya Vacha Guroho Nityam Brahma Nirantaram Vimrishata Nirvyaja Shantatmana Bhutam Bhavicha Dishkritam Pradahata Samvinmaye Pavake Prarabdhaya Samarpitam Sabavapuhu Ityesha Manisha Mama. A single particular verse, and it gives you so many truths. Like this Vishwam is Akhilam Vishwam, this entire world filled with multiplicity is Nashvara, is transitory. It's not going to last forever. And what you are going to delve or what you are going to seek forever is the truth, and that too you learn from your Guru. So there is Guru Mahima which is highlighted here. There is the transitoriness, the Nashvarata of this world. At the same time, the Avinashi Tattva like Brahman, which is Bhutam Bhavi Dushkritam Samvinmaye Pavake Dahata. Once there is jnana, once there is knowledge, all the bhuta, the past and the present, ill wills, the dishkrita, the bad karmans will get burnt totally. And then this is prarabdhaya samarpitam svavapu. So my entire this body I have, surrendered to prarabdha. Nobody transcends prarabdha. Nobody is over and above prarabdha. So many beautiful principles of Advaita Vedanta here. Like the transitoriness of the world, as I said, the avinashitva of the Brahman, then the importance of Guru Mahima, Brahmanityatvam, sadhana shuchita, because shantatmana, you have to be shamadamadi sadhana sampat, and then the karma siddhanta. All these are beautifully summed up in one particular verse of this Manisha Panchakam. It is said that Sankaracharya, after his Upanayana in this very courtyard of Medapalur Mana, he went in search of his Guru to Vindhyas, and on the banks of Narmada river, he found his Guru Govindayati. He was meditating in a cave. Sankaracharya just approached him and asked him, Adhihi Bhagavan Brahma, please give me the knowledge of Brahman. Guru Govindapada asked him, Vatsa, Saumya, who are you? Oh my child, who you are? And Sankaracharya replied in versical forms, According to some, it is the Nirvana Shatka or Atma Shatka. According to some, it is the Dashashloki or the Nirvana Dashaka. So whatever may be the verses, whatever may be the stotras, these two stotras are like Nirvana Shatka and Nirvana Dashaka, which give you the highest principles of Advaita Vedanta. I am not this body. I am not the ether. I am not the vayu. I am not the jnanendriyas, nor am I the karmendriyas, nor even I am the antahkarana. I am over and above all this. I am the Ishwara, Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. So that philosophical truth, that sublimity of truth has been, reached to us through these wonderful Nirvana Dashaka and Nirvana Shataka. Then we come to another stotras, like Dashashloki, the same Nirvana Dashaka. How in one single shloka again, Sankaracharya, as is the policy or, the tradition of refuting the other systems, while doing Svamata Mandana, there is Paramata Khandana, and Sankaracharya has beautifully done it here. Along with the Astika Darshanas, he has refuted the Nastika Darshanas. Na Sankyam, na Shaivam, na Tat Pancharatram, na Jainam, na Mimam Sakader Matamba, Vishishtanubhutya, Vishuddhatmakatvat, Tadeko Vashishta Shiva Kevaloham. Refutation of other systems of philosophy. At the same time, there are three ways of knowledge which are given, hinted at here by saying Vishishta Anubhutya. That Vishishta Anubhuti is Aparoksha Anubhuti. Now, there are three ways to learn anything. One is Pratyaksha, which is our Jnanendriyas come into contact of the object and we get a Pratyaksha knowledge. One is paroksha, which we listen to or hear from some gurus, from aptas, from relatives. So shruta vachana, that is the paroksha. And there is one more which is called aparoksha, which is neither pratyaksha nor paroksha. It is aparoksha anubhuti. So the importance of aparoksha anubhuti, that is also laid down here. And the propagation of Kevala Advaita by saying Tadeko Vashishtaha Shivah Kevaloham. Beautifully Sankaracharya has done this. There are so many stotra granthas. I could choose only 2 or 3. This is just like Sthali Pulakanyayena, I should say. By one bindu, you should be imagining what treasure is there hidden in the stotra literature. With this, let us ascend one step ahead, one step above, which is the prakarana granthas of Acharya. Prakarana granthas are conversational in nature. Mostly, the shishyas ask questions and the guru replies or answers to those questions. It is more or less a question-answer session of the guru and the shishyas. For example, in Vakya Vritti, Acharya says, Tapatrayarka santaptaha kaschid udvigna manasa, somebody who is tormented by the Trividha tapa, Adi Daivika, Adi Bhautika and Adhyatmika. So Trividha tapa yuktaha kaschana, udvigna manasa, he is dejected, disappointed, despondent. And Shama Adi sadhanaihi yuktaha, at the same time he has Shama, Dama, Uparati, Titiksha, Shraddha and Samadhana, the Shadvidha, Antarika Gunaishwarya he has, and Sadgurum Pariprichati. He goes to a guru and asks him. So this gives you sort of adhikari lakshana. What is the adhikari? Who is the adhikari and what are the lakshanas of a good student? He should be, asking questions. Like in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan says, Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. You should ask questions from all around, So Shishya asks questions. What type of questions the Shishya asks? He may ask, Ko Jeevaha. In Vakya Vritti, one of the prakarana granthas, for example, Acharya says, Ko Jeevaha kaha paramatma tadatmyam va katham tayoho. Who is Jeeva? Who is the individual Sharira, self? Who is the Paramatma? And how you say that they are but one? There is no difference between the two. How am I to believe all this? So please enlighten me on these topics. And Tattvamasyadi Vakyam va Katham Tat Pratipadayet. And how would you interpret the Shruti Vakya, the Mahavakya, Tattvamasi, that thou art? So the language in which the Guru answers, these are not the scholarly people. These are not the Vidvajjana. This is not a Vakyartha of Vidvajjana Sabha. These are the Shishyas who are the seekers of truth, and therefore to enlighten them, Guru has to speak in a language which they can understand very easily. So the language automatically is very lucid, very simple to understand and full of metaphors and drishtanta. And if the Shishyas, the pupils, the disciples don't understand it, as in a classroom, the teacher would again and again explain the same thing, giving different illustrations, demonstrating it in all possible ways. Similarly, in the Prakarana Granthas, the Acharya gives answers to the disciples in varied manners with various illustrations. Some of the Prakarana Granthas of Acharya are Vakya Vritti, as I have quoted from, then Shatashloki, Hastamalakya Bhashya, Upadesha Sahasri, Aparokshanubhuti, Tattvabodha, Atmabodha. I like the most is Viveka Chudamani. That is the Chudamani, the crest jewel, as if, of all the Prakarana Granthas, so to say. There are some other basic texts also, other than Acharya, other Acharyas also, other than Sankaracharya. Other Vedantic Acharyas have also written many texts. But of course, before going to the names of the other texts, I will just sum up this Prakarana Grantha topic with a verse from Acharya Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Sara Sangraha. And he himself has, given here what is the methodology of teaching. This is the pedagogy of teaching to a Shishya. Ityacharyasya Shishyasya Samvadena Atmalakshanam Nirupitam Mumukshunam Sukha Bodhopapattaye. For the easy understanding of the students, Shishyasya and Acharyasya Samvada Rupena. In a conversational mode of Shishya and Acharya, Granthoyam Hridaya Granthi Vichityai Rachitaha. This Grantha has been composed for what? Hridaya Granthi Vichityai. To eradicate, to break apart all the knots, to loosen all the knots, K-N-O-T-S, of the heart, of the Antakarana. So this is the prayojana, because prayojana manuddishya mandopi na pravartate. So this is the prayojana. The other granthas of the other acharyas would include, Panchadashi, Jivan Mukti Vivekaha, Vedanta Saraha, Vedanta Paribhasha, Advaita Siddhi, Naishkarmya Siddhi, and so many other texts are written by the post-Vedic Shankara acharyas. They normally deal with the main topics of the Vedanta. Sometimes they would go topic-wise, sometimes they go question-wise. The topics which are dealt with are Avasthatraya, then Panchakosha Nirupana, then Shariratraya, Panchikarana, Adhyasa, Aropa, Adhyaropa, and so many and so forth. Now, how Brahman is explained in these Prakarana Granthas. I would just like to quote a verse from Viveka Chudamani that I think sums up the entire concept of Brahman in a very simple language. Avasthatraya Sakshi, Panchakosha Vilakshanaha is the description given somewhere else, but the verse which I would like to quote is Esho antaratma purushah purano nirantara khanda sukhanubhutihi sadaika rupaha pratibodha matraha yene shita vaga savascharanti atah param brahma sadadvitiyam vishuddha vijnana ghanam niranjanam prashantam adyanta vihinam akriyam nirantarananda rasaswarupam. What is the nature of Brahman? It is Nirantara Ananda Rasa Swarupa. As in Taittiriya it has been said, Raso Vaisaha. That is the crux of here. Then Prashantam Adyanta Vihinam. It is Anadi and Ananta. It is Avikari. It is Akarta Abhokta Adnyata. It is Ekameva Dvitiyam Brahma. It is Shuddha Buddha Mukta. Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta, Jnana Ghana, Purushaha Puranaha, Nirantara, Akhanda Sukhanubhutihi, and Ekarupaha Yatha, Saindhava Ghanaha, as it is given in the Upanishad. So, beautiful description of Brahman in Viveka Chudamani. And in all the Prakarana Granthas, as I said earlier, there are so many metaphors which are used to make it simpler and easier to understand for even people like you and me, very common people. The reflection is seen only in the clear mirror or clear water. If the water is not clear, the reflection can't be seen. If the mirror is covered with dust, then also our reflection can't be seen. So is the case. Why we are unable to see our own self as Brahman? Because we are covered by Maya. Sun is obscured by cloud and it doesn't shine. Similarly, Brahman na pratibhati, because mayopahitam Brahma. Water covered with moss looks turbid, it's impure, it's dirty. As sun shines brightly, once the clouds unveil it, Brahman shines when uncovered by Maya. So all these are very easily understandable examples, illustrations given by the Gurus. One very beautiful imagery which comes, a metaphor which comes in almost all the Prakarana Granthas, whether by Sankaracharya or by other acharyas, is of the water. There are bubbles, there are ripples, waves, and larger, bigger waves coming into the ocean, but ultimately it is just water. These are different forms, the nature is the same. So similarly here, Nama Rupatmakam Vai Sarvam Jagat. So the very grave principles, very proud, Gambhira principles, which will be very difficult to be understood, they are made easily accessible through such drishtantas. And here again in the prakarana granthas, more emphasis is laid on the sopana marga, not the vihangama marga. Like there is, like pipilika marga, then sopana marga, markata marga and vihangama marga in Adhyatma. I won't go into detail, but this is a sopana marga. We have to go step by step. And what are these steps? Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana and Samadhi, as it is, said by Swami Vidyaranya in Panchadashi. So these are the steps. And this is based again on none other than by the Shrutis, Brihadaranyaka, Atmavare, Drashtavyaha, Shrotavyaha, Mantavyaha, Nididhyasitavyascha. So this was all about the Prakarana Granthas. Let us go to the highest pedestal, the highest sopana, which is bhashyagranthas, which is meant for the Uttamadhikaris. Now they are called Prasthanatraya. Acharya is one who writes a commentary on Prasthanatraya. Now what are these Prasthanas and what is the meaning of the Prasthanas? We'll see in brief. Prasthiyate anena iti prasthanam. This is the way by which a man takes up a journey towards Brahman. There are Trividha Prasthanas. One Prasthana is called Smriti Prasthana, which is Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Then there is Shruti Prasthana, which are the Upanishads. The commentaries on the Upanishads are called Shruti Prasthanas, and the commentary on the Brahma Sutra is called the Nyaya Prasthana. So these are the three Prasthanas on which every Acharya, Sankaracharya, Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, Nimbarkacharya have written commentaries. By the way, as we are celebrating Sankaracharya Jayanti, today is the Jayanti of Sri Ramanujacharya also, another great Acharya who was born in this soil. So let us now take a brief overview of this Prasthanatraya Bhashya of Sankaracharya. I will mainly deal with Brahma Sutra. I won't go into detail of the Shruti Bhashya, that is Upanishad Bhashya, or the Bhagavad Gita Bhashya, because Nyaya Prasthana is regarded as the highest and the most difficult Prasthana. So after taking our journey, taking our path, and ascending slowly from the stotras to the prakarana granthas, let us go directly to the highest pedestal, that is the Nyaya Prasthana, that is the Brahma Sutra. Now in general, if we see, what is the human goal? What does a man, wants to achieve in his life? Whenever a human being is born, he is called as a rational animal. Man is a rational animal, in the Western logic they define man as a rational animal. Why? Because he thinks. He thinks basically because, on the lines of Poham Kastvam Kuta Ayataha. Who am I? Who are you? And where from we took birth. So this is his quest, and the answers to that, if he is satisfied, then he is the seeker. Otherwise he will go on asking questions to different acharyas till he gets satisfied. So human goal is attainment of that happiness by which he gets the satisfaction, the removal of his sorrows and the gaining of happiness. That is the common goal of any common man or human being. Now if we want to remove the sorrows are born of what? So we go to the root cause of the sorrows. They are born of our worldly experiences. Now how is this worldly experience? This is so very transitory, so very transient. So we have to come above all these sorrows and our worldly experiences. Now for this, he needs to know, a seeker, he needs to know three things in general. The nature of the ultimate truth, the Ishwara, nature of the world, Jagat, and nature of the soul, Jeeva. So Jeeva, Jagat and Ishwara, On these 3 points revolve all the philosophies in the world, not only Indian philosophy, all the philosophies in the world, they take into consideration these 3 points, Jeeva, Jagat and Ishwara. So some thoughts on these 3. What is the nature of Brahman? What is the nature of Jeeva? And then when we say that Jeeva and Brahma are but one, then what is the nature of moksha? That oneness or tadatmya. And then what is the nature of Jagat? So that will be our travel henceforward now, delving into and taking into consideration some of the sutras written by Badarayana and the commentary written by Sankaracharya. So nature of Brahman, first and the foremost sutra, Athato Brahma Jidnyasa. The 555 sutras, Brahma Sutras, first sutra starts with Athato Brahma Jidnyasa. Of course, for Sankaracharya, the bhashya doesn't start from here. It starts much before that, which is called Utsutra Bhashya or Adhyasa Bhashya. He gives a prologue for the entire Brahma Sutra Bhashya. And that, if we read that, then the bhumika or the prishtabhumi, the background of Sankaracharya's philosophy becomes known to us. We get acquainted with his perspective, and then it becomes much easy to read through the Brahma Sutra Shankara Bhashya. Brahma Sutra Shankara Bhashya, he names it as Shariraka Bhashya. Shariraka Bhashya, why so? This is a very typical name, For all the other acharyas, we call, it is the Brahma Sutra Bhashya of Ramanuja, Brahma Sutra Bhashya of Madhva, They may call it as Shri Bhashya, Anu Bhashya, as that. But Sankaracharya names it as Shariraka Bhashya. Shiryate tat shariram. That which withers out, that which dies is Sharira. Sharire bhavaha Shariraha. One who is there in Sharira, in the body, is Sharira. Tam adhikritya kritam bhashyam, Sharirakam bhashyam. So this bhashya is taking into consideration that soul, that self which resides, that Atma which is there inside everybody, in the Ritpundarika of every human being. So that is the Shariraka Bhashya. Now while we are discussing Athato Brahma Jidnyasa, the first and the foremost word, Atha and Ataha, we are not taking into consideration the technicality of that, Atha iti Anantari and Ataha Hetu Bhave, etc. Brahma Jidnyasa is Brahmanaha Jidnyasa, Brahma Jidnyasa. Now here Shashti Tatpurusha, grammatically it is a Shashti Tatpurusha Samasa. Then why it is not stated as Karmani Shashti or Sambandha Shashti? There is some grammatical discussion going on on this sutra, which is, discussed by Sri Ramanujacharya in his Shri Bhashya. Sankaracharya doesn't go into all that. He just gives you a simple example. And he says, Yatha Raja asau gacchati iti ukte sa parivarasya radnyaha gamana muktam. When you say Brahmanaha Jidnyasa, there are so many questions which arise out of Brahma. Kidrusham Brahma, what is the nature of Brahma? Kim Swarupam Brahma, what is the essence of Brahma? What are the sadhanas to acquire that Brahma? And what is the phala of Brahma Jnana? All these questions, are there. But Sankaracharya says, you need not ask all these questions separately, because when you just make a statement, here goes the king. The king never goes alone. He is always followed by his retinue, right? Similarly, here comes Brahma to be known. One desires to know Brahman, it automatically takes into consideration, involves into it all these small segments, all these small questions into it. Now what is the Brahma? There are two types of lakshanas, two types of definitions given of Brahma. One is Swarupa Lakshana, one is Tatastha Lakshana. The Swarupa Lakshana is like, Janma, this Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. That is the Swarupa Lakshana. The Tatastha Lakshana gives you Janmadhyasya Yataha. Janmadhyasya Yataha, this is the second sutra of Brahma Sutra, the Badarayana's Vedanta Sutra. This is based on the Taittiriya again, yato va imani bhutani jayante, yena jatani jivanti, yasmin prayanti, abhisamvishanti, tad vijidnyasasva, tad brahmeti. So Janma, Sthiti and Laya are from something, and know that to be Brahman. And then what is that? Then that is called Rasa. That is how the answer in Taittiriya is given. Now this is the Tatastha Lakshana of Brahman. And there is one more evidence, which is the third sutra. Everybody, it's a common belief that if you read Chatussutri, if you study Chatussutri of any Acharya, all other sutras are as good as studied. It is Eka Vijnanena Sarva Vijnanam. So Chatussutri, if you read all the other sutras, you, even if you don't read, you know the purport of the Bhashyakara. The third sutra, for example, gives you Shastra Yonitvat. Again, this, technically, it's a compounded word, it's a Samasta Shabda, and this has two types of Vigraha, Samasa Vigraha. Shastram Yonihi Asya Iti and Shastranam Yonihi. One is Bahuvrihi and one is Shashti Tatpurusha. Grammatically, you leave aside the grammar, but still, this Brahman can be known only through Shastras. Because it doesn't have na panipado, apanipado, javano, grahita. So there is no murta, corporeal form of this Brahman. You can't see it. You can't touch it. You can't smell it. Then how by our jnanendriyas, the cognitive organs, how would you know this Brahman? You can know it only by Shruti. Shrutyaika pramanatvat, Shrutyaika gamyatvat brahmanaha, Shastram eva tasya yonihi. So that is how Shastra is the yoni of Brahma, that is the source of knowing Brahman that is given, that is Shastra yonitvat. And then there is a Swarupa Lakshana, which is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma, and that gives you Nitya, Shuddha, Buddha, Mukta, Atma. It is Sarva Shakti Samanvitam. And normally it is said it is omnipresent, omnipotent and omniscient. It is Sarvajna, Sarvashaktimat and Sarvavyapi or Vibhu. So these are the three omnis with which the highest principle Brahman is equipped with. So this is the nature of Brahman. Now we come to the nature of Jeeva. Now Brahman is a Samashti and Jeeva could be Vyashti. It is the micro-macro cosmic relation which we can say it is Pinda Brahmandavada in a way. So nature of Jeeva is Karta, Bhokta, Jnata, Dharma Dharma Sadhanaha, Sukha Dukkha Dimanscha. This is from the second sutra of Brahma Sutra, Prathamadhyaye, Dvitiyaha Padaha, Ashtamam Sutram. Anayoho Visheshad Ekasya Bhogaha Naitarasya. Like Dva Suparna Sayuja Sakhayaha, Samanam Bruksham Abhishashvajate, Tayoranya Pippalam Swaduvatti, Anashnananyaha Abhichakashiti. There are two birds perching on a branch of a tree. One eats the sweet fruits of the tree and the other just watches. He is a silent watcher, a passive sakshi. He doesn't eat. Now this fruit, eating of a fruit is karma phala bhoga. So Jeeva is the karma phala bhokta. So that is the difference, and therefore Sankaracharya comments here, anayoho visheshat. There is a difference between Brahma on the one hand and Jeeva on the other hand, in the sense Jeevaha bhunakti or bhunkte and itaraha na. There is no bhoga for itara, but there is bhoga for Jeeva. And therefore Brahman is different from individual self in that manner. Jeeva is the knower, the doer, the enjoyer, and Brahman is not so. Jeeva is panchakoshatmakaha, and we saw in the prakarana grantha that is panchakosha vilakshanam Brahma. He is beyond the panchakosha. The panchakosha are the ones which engulf the soul. They put on the sheaths one after the other on that principle, the highest principle of light. And these are the Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha and Anandamaya Kosha. But nature of Jeeva is, he is enveloped into these koshas, whereas Brahman is not. Again, Jeeva has got three types of bodies: the Sthula Sharira, Sukshma Sharira, and the Karana Sharira, the gross body, the subtle body, and the Karana Sharira, the causal body. He is Avasthatraya Yuktaha, that is Jagat, Swapna, Sushupti, in which he has these three bodies respectively. Now there is some sort of a difference, and yet the Vedantas are preaching the oneness. So what is this oneness? How the seeker seeks that oneness, that tadatmya, and what happens once he becomes Brahman, once he has the knowledge of Brahman? The result is so simple: Brahmavid Brahmaiva Bhavati. One who knows Brahman becomes Brahman. There is no gap in his becoming Brahman after he is enlightened. As Buddha was enlightened in a flash of a moment, a Brahmavid, in a flash of a moment he becomes Brahman. And what is this Brahmatva then? What is this Brahmahood? Brahma Bhava, Brahmi Bhavana, that is Ashariratvam. Ashariratvam mokshaha, Jeeva Brahmaikyam eva mokshaha. Now for that, again, this is all the Jivan Mukta Avastha. This is the Paramarthika Avastha, Kutastha Nityatvam, etc. But then I'll leave aside that Sarva Vikriya Rahitatvam Nityatriptatvam, that is too technical, and that is the Parinama of Brahmi Bhavana. Let us see what is the nature of this moksha. Normally, whenever we have any action and a reaction of a thing, it is in 3-4 manners. So what are the 3-4 pariyayas, the alternatives Sankaracharya gives you, and then refutes it one by one. For example, is moksha something like which is created like a jar out of soil? Na ghatadivad utpadyaha, says Shankara. This all comes in the Chaturtha Sutra Tattu Samanvayat. Na utpadyam ghatapatadivat. Why? Anityatvacha. Whatever is created has to meet its end. Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityuhu dhruvam janma mritasya cha. So this is not something which is created. Otherwise Brahman will become as anitya as ghatapatadi. But that is not so. Moksha, once you get Brahmi Bhavana, once you become Brahma, it is a Shashvata. It is a permanent, everlasting thing. Then is it something which is Vikarya? Yatha dugdham dadhibhavena parinamate? Is it a parinama, a transformation of something? No. Again, anityatvad. Dadhi, which is, dadhi is curd. Out of milk you make curds, but that is a modification. That is a vikara, but brahmanaha avikaritvat. It is not possible. So, napi vikaryam. Then napyapyatvam, na apyatvam. Is it something, go get it. As you go and get something from outside, go get Brahman. Is it something which you can reach out and acquire, gain by going out? No. Na apyatvam brahmanaha. Why? Sarvagatatvena. We just saw the nature of Brahman. He is sarvavyapi, vibhu. He is everywhere. Where will you go in search of him? From where you start your journey, you are starting from the point of Brahman. So, he hasn't left us, alone even for a single fraction of a second. So, he is everywhere. So, Kuthe Shodhisi Rameshwara, that is a beautiful Marathi song, Marathi bhajan. So, he is Sarvagata, Sarvavyapi, Vibhu, and therefore Nitya Apta Swarupatvat Sarvena Akashasyaiva. Do you go in search of Akasha? Let me find Akasha here and there. The ether, everywhere it is there. Wherever you go, it's there. Similarly, Brahman is there everywhere. You can't just go out and get it from somewhere. Napyatvam. Napi samskarya. There is the fourth alternative. Is it something that there is some raw material first and then you refine it by doing some samskara to it, revisit, redo it by something? Napi samskarya, says Acharya, yena vyaparam apeksheta. Why here, Shankaracharya gives a very nice definition of samskara which is twofold. Sanskaro hi nama gunadhanena va syad doshapanayanena va. Sanskara can be had by adding some gunas to whatever little you have. But Brahman is already Nitya, Shuddha, Buddha, Mukta, so many qualities, so many virtues are there. You can't add anything to that. I am talking about moksha, but I am talking about Brahman, because moksha is nothing else but Brahmi Bhavana. Right? And therefore, getting moksha is becoming Brahman. And Brahman or moksha is not something which you can refine by doing, by adding something more to it. Na gunadhanena syat. Napi doshapanayanena. There is nothing, it is like nirdosham hi samam Brahma. Brahma is nirdosha. There is not a single dosha in Brahman. How can you take out some dosha and make it all clear and nirdosha? It's not possible. It is already nirdosham and samam Brahma. So doshapanayana is also not possible, and samskara is done in these two manners. None of these works for this Brahman, Brahmi Bhavana, and therefore Napi Samskarya. And therefore none of these four paryayas are available. So moksha is something which Brahmavit Brahmaiva Bhavati. Then what about the persons who go on living the life even after Brahmadhyana? This is where Acharya, Sankaracharya has a difference of opinion from all other Acharyas. All other Acharyas have a difference of opinion from Sankaracharya on this point. Sankaracharya believes in Jivan Muktavastha. Then is it that he casts off his body the moment he is enlightened? Not necessary. In Chandogya there comes a Shruti that as a snake, he lives in a hole. Snakes normally cast their skin. Now their cast skin is lying somewhere in the hole. But the snake with the new body, he still roams, creeps around, He crawls around, the bila crawls around in the hole. Similarly, yatha ahi nirvayani pratyastha shete. The discarded body of the snake is lying besides it, but still the snake is not worried about it. Similarly, one who has got the knowledge of Brahman, he becomes so detached to his body that it is as good as a discarded skin of a serpent, of a snake. And this is the Jivan Muktavastha. As long as his prarabdha is there, he has to live, he has to stay in this on this earth, but then whatever he does, they will not na karma lipyate nare, because whatever he does is nishkama karma. This is the Jivan Muktavastha. And then there is another mukti which is given in the Shankara Bhashya, in the commentary in the 3rd chapter, which gives you the details of the Krama Mukti. Krama Mukti. It is the 3rd chapter, 3rd pada, Vairagya pada, Sadhanadhyaya, 3rd pada. So this is the discussion about the eschatology or the life after death, and this is more to deal with the Saguna Brahmopasana, and this comes in a very allegorical manner, a metaphorical manner, in a story form. This is as good as a Rupaka Katha, a metaphorical story. In Kaushitaki Upanishad, we have a Paryanka Vidya based on which this 3-3 is, written by Acharya. In Brahmaloka, Kaushitaki says in that Paryanka Vidya, it has a very charming and covetable sequence of events when the jnāni goes to the other world, the Brahmaloka, what all happens with him, It's like a very nice picture given to a sadhaka, so that looking at that picture, thinking of that charming picture, he would try to seek the highest truth in this life itself. So when the jnāni goes to the Brahmaloka, there is a sabha, there is an assembly. It is ahankara rupi sabha. It's all metaphorical. It is ahankara rupa sabha. There is buddhi rupi devi and prana rupi paryanka. There is a bed in the form of prana. Saguna Brahma is reclining on that bed with his wife, which is Prakriti. Jeeva reaches there through Devayana Marga, through Jnana Marga. gains a divine fragrance, and afterwards he goes to the aparajita region. There are different Salajya region, aparajita region, some different names are given. And then he acquires Brahma Teja. Indra and other gods, they felicitate him, They proclaim his greatness. Oh, hail to this Jeeva who has come after getting the knowledge of Brahman. And then Saguna Brahma asks that Jeeva, who are you? Kastvam. And Jeeva says, Tvamevaham. I am but you. So this is the Krama Mukti. Step by step, he goes ahead and achieves that. We come to the last portion of this after seeing what is the nature of Brahman, then the nature of Jeeva, then the nature of Moksha, which is Jeeva Brahmaikya. We come to the nature of the world, and that is the external world. Ever changing, it appears real. It is adhyasa atasmin tadbuddhihi. Nowhere Sankaracharya says it is asatya. Nowhere. He says it is mithya. There is a difference between mithyatva and asatva. Brahman is satya. When we come across that famous line, Brahma satyam jagan mithya, jivo brahmaiva naparaha. So this is the namarupatmakam jagat. It is aneka kartru bhoktru sanyuktam, panchikarana yuktam. This is a grossification of the world, and that is why, when in the hot sun, a piece of conch shell is lying, somebody mistakes it for a piece of silver and goes to grab it. This is Shuktika Rajatadhyasa. This is Rajatadhyasa. Because this all happens because of Panchikarana. Now Panchikarana, you can go to any of the prakarana granthas and Google or search for the Panchikarana, and you will know what Panchikarana Siddhanta is. So this is the grossification of all the elements. The lower version or the shorter version of Panchikarana is called Trivritkarana, which is of only the Paroksha, three bhutas, the Prithvi, Up and Teja Tattva. And then Shabdadhivi Panchabhireva Pancha Panchatva Gunena Baddhaha Kuranga Matanga Patanga Meena Bhranga Narah Panchabhiranchita Kim. This is from Viveka Chudamani. This is Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa and Gandha. This Kuranga is a deer, he is caught by Shabda. Matanga, elephant, is caught by Sparsha. Patanga, the fly moth, the fly mosquito, is caught by the Rupa, by the lamp. And Meena is caught by Rasa because it lives in the Jala, it lives in the water. And Bhranga is caught by the fragrance of a flower, Gandha. And Nara, human being, is equipped with all these 5 tanmatras. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. All these, the Tiriyag Yoni, the beasts and the insects are caught by one tanmatra. What to talk about? This is a Kaimutika Nyaya. What to talk about a human being who is equipped with all the 5 tanmatras? How strong his bondage would be? That is anybody's guess. Now, coming to the close of this eternal principle of Advaita, Shlokardhena pravakshami yaduktam granthakotibhi brahma satyam jagan mithya jivo brahmaiva naparaha. The entire philosophy of Adi Shankaracharya, which is so very difficult to understand, it has been penned down in a couplet by Santa Kabir. By Santa Kabir, it has been penned down in just 2 lines, and that is so very simply, elucidated for a commoner. It's very easy to understand for all of us. I'll just recite it and try to explain in a couple of minutes. Jala mein kumbha kumbha mein jala hai bahar bhitar pani. Phuta kumbha jala jala hi samana yah tatha kathau gayani. Jala mein kumbha, somebody is going to fetch water to a river, okay? Jala mein kumbha, she has dipped her pitcher, her jar in the river water. Now what is the situation? Jala mein kumbha, the pitcher is in the water and the water is in the pitcher. Jala mein kumbha, kumbha mein jala hai, bahar bhitar pani. There is water outside the jar and inside the jar. When it is inside the jar, we call it kumbha jala. When it is outside the jar, we call it nadi jala. But just imagine, The jar is broken. Phuta kumbha. Jala jala hi samana. The kumbha jala, the water within the jar, becomes one with the water outside the jar, that is the river water. Then can you just take a handful of water and say, this is kumbha jala or this is nadi jala? It becomes so one, so uniform that you cannot distinguish between the nadi jala and kumbha jala. Yah tatha kathau gayani. Kabir says, Yah tatha tathya kathau कहता है गयानी ज्ञानी लोग. ज्ञानी लोग ये कहते हैं कि जब कुंभ फूटता है तब अंदर का जल और बाहर का जल, इसमें कोई अंतर नहीं रहता. Same thing is true with our body, because our body is, metaphorically stated to be a kumbha. As we say, ghat ghat mein basa hai Ram. This human body, pancha bhautikam shariram etad kumbhamiva, that is as good as a kumbha, as good as a jar. So once this jar is broken, when this pancha bhautika sharira is no more, where does this atma goes? This atma becomes one with the Paramatma, and there is no difference whatsoever between atma and Paramatma. That exactly is the principle of oneness. That exactly is the Tadatmya or Jeeva Brahmaikya. That is the oneness. So with that oneness, Sankaracharya propounded this oneness through all his texts. Be it stotras, be it the prakarana granthas, or be it the bhashyagranthas on Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, or Brahma Sutra. And after and in spite of doing all these things, can we call Sankaracharya a sannyasi, a nivritti margi? Not for me, not for many others who believe in Sankaracharya and who follow Sankaracharya. In spite of being a sannyasi, we don't see a pravritti margi sannyasi or pravritti margi acharya as pravritti margi as Sankaracharya himself. He established 4 mathas in the 4 corners of India. He established the mathas to revive the Indian culture, the Indian Sanatana Dharma, which was dying for so many reasons. I won't quote here 1 or 2 reasons. There are so many reasons for the deterioration and the decadence of this Sanatana Dharma. Sankaracharya came forward at the right time to revive it, to preserve it, to protect it, and give it to us, hand it over to us to protect and take it ahead for our posterity. He also established the Panchayatana Puja. There were so many sampradayas and they had fights, they had conflicts between themselves. Why fight Why fight amongst yourselves? Why can't you have a unanimous opinion? Why can't you all come together? Sangachadvam, Sambadadvam is the Vedic tradition in which we are brought up. So Sankaracharya propounded the Panchayatana Puja. Not only Panchayatana Puja, he added the Kaumara also to that. Shanmata Sthapanacharya Namaha. Every day in this Melpadur Mana, we do the Stotra Shatanamavali of Sankaracharya. One of the Nama is Shanmata Sthapanacharya Namaha. So these are the Shanmatas, the Shaiva, Vaishnava, Shakta, Saura, Ganapatya and Kaumara. Truly a rejuvenator. I must say he is truly a rejuvenator, and he has handed over this baton or this Sadguru Deepa to all of us, and it is our duty, it is our kartavya to take it forward, because ultimately what Sankaracharya believed in is Lokahitam Mama Karaniyam. He traveled across the breadth and width of India and he preached his oneness. In spite of being Shankaram, Shankaracharyam, Keshavam, Badarayanam, Sankaracharya is known to be an avatar of Shankara Bhagavan. Yet he and his mother were the worshippers of Lord Krishna. In fact, in his Melpadur Mana, everywhere I find Lord Krishna's presence. We have the unity of the Shaivas and the Vaishnavas here. Why can't we behave in the same manner and forget all our strifes and conflicts and try to achieve that goal which a human being, Narajanma Durlabham. And in that Narajanma, if we have got Mumukshutvam and then this Naradeha and Mahapurusha Samshrayaha, these are the three things which we want to learn, which we want to have. We are in the presence of Mahapurusha, so let us all strive together to achieve this goal. I end my lecture, today's lecture, with my humblest tribute and gratitude to Sankaracharya and all the parampara, I would say, Sadashiva Samarambham, Sankaracharya Madhyamam, Asmadacharya Paryantam, Vande Guru Paramparam. And let us all pray for the happiness and for the arogya, sthema, Ishwara and Kshema of all the people in this entire world. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam is our principle. So I'll end with Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhaved. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya, Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma Amritangamaya. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Dhanyavadaha.